Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. First, I just want to thank you all for your amazing comments, for taking the time to give me some suggestions and feedback on last week's video. There's a few more left that I had to respond to, but you guys are awesome and your support, of course, always means the world to me. For those of you who are new here, welcome. I am a single woman with a single income, and I am on a journey to pay off my debt and master budgeting. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and join me on this adventure. I would love to have you around. Well, we've had some developments since last week, one of which I'll be discussing at the end of the video, and yes, it involves those dogs. I can't make this up. Anyway, as we wrap up the month, let's stay strong with our budgeting efforts. Today we'll be covering my spending for the month, and let's see if I went over or under budget and what's in store for the month of May. Fun fact, did you know that people who budget are more likely to achieve their financial goals and feel less stressed about money? It's true, budgeting can be a game changer, so let's take a look at my budget. Alright, sorry y'all, I wrote in all the numbers because I was what I thought I was filming, and I turned out I wasn't, so we're starting over. Real quick, this is my budget for April of this year, of course. Now I do want to give a shout out to some of the commenters from my budgeting video that pointed out that I forgot to include my insurance. So what I did is I included my insurance. After going back there, I subtracted 124 from 431 to get 307. So 307 was my target spending for the month. Anyway, it has been a month, and I need to, at the end, I'm going to tell you guys what just happened with my neighbors just a couple days ago. And you guys tell me if I overreacted and if I should apologize, because I haven't apologized yet, and part of me doesn't want to. But you guys, can you guys tell me if I'm being unreasonable, and maybe if my reaction was unjustified? Okay, but let's go ahead and do this first. All right, I did some spring cleaning this week. I stayed home a couple days. I took a couple days off from work, and I found these nails in my drawer, so I've been wearing these nails. Okay, so anyway, back to this. Sorry, tangent. Okay, $6.95 is what Nelnet will get. I will send the second payment on Monday the 28th is when this will get paid. Okay, Chase is my auto loan. That got $800, and then my mortgage payment will go out on Monday the 28th as well, and it'll be $1,600. All right, water this month I spent $24. Power this month was $46, and then gas this month was $107. Now, gas has not been running like at all. The only time it really runs is when the dishwasher's running or I'm taking a shower. So it should be, if I had a guess, somewhere between $55 and $60 from here until October, November-ish. Okay, of course, the power will go up now since we're switching seasons. So air conditioning's gonna make the power go up. Okay, internet this month I spent $43. Next month it'll be $55, I believe. Of course, my cell phone's $83. We're not going to talk about that. Subscriptions, I canceled Hulu. I believe it was $9.99. I didn't add all of my subscriptions up, so I'm just going to say that I spent $43. That's an assumption. All right, gym is $10, and then my insurance was $124. That came out on the 23rd. All right, so I'm at $35.75. Surprisingly, this month, I only got gas twice, and my tank is still full, basically. I think I've only used like a quarter tank. And I spent $80 on gas this month, which was excellent, excellent, excellent. I think some of it was the fact that I was out of town for work for a week, so I didn't have to commute that entire week. And then I took a couple days off from work and stayed home, so I didn't have to commute as much. Okay, and then Maggie got $100 here. So she got her grooming done. I won't have to groom her again probably until August or September. I like to do one clean shave right before the summer so she can stay cool. And then I will do not a shave, but another grooming where they'll trim her down, trim her coat down a little bit more. So that her coat can grow out pretty much in the winter. But I don't want it to be too grown out. So she'll get another grooming, probably either in September or August or September. We'll see how much she looks like. Okay, spending. I spent $252 this month, and let me tell you what I spent my money on. I spent $113 at Kroger. I spent $16 at the airport. This is supposed to be a low buy, no buy year, but whenever I travel for work, I like to buy one of those little shot glasses from the airports or the cities that I've been in, just kind of as like a souvenir. And I have this cute little setup in my office at work where I have them all displayed to kind of show like all of the sites and all of the cities that I've been to and traveled to because of work. I don't know. I like to do that, so I know I shouldn't be spending my money, but I don't know when the next time I'll be in Boulder. So $16 is what I spent. I spent $11 at Safeway on those protein shakes. I did not put those on the corporate card because that expense would be kind of hard for me to justify, even though technically it would be my dinners. But I just didn't want to go through the hassle of justifying that expense with my corporate card. So I spent the $11 on that. And then $62 at Kroger again for groceries. Now, I need to go to the grocery store again tonight, and I need to pick up some things. If I had to guess, I would assume that I'm going to spend about $45. So I think when I did this number, I put $50 as a buffer, but I don't remember. But it'll be somewhere around $45 and $50. Okay, savings will get $235, which means that this month I came in at $42.42. So I came in under budget by $158, which is great. Now, in the past, what I would do is all this leftover money, I would either throw it towards the debt or put it in my savings account. But because this is a very tight budget for me this year, I'm going to roll this over into May and add this $158 to my spending for May, which is great because May is Mother's Day and it's also my mother's birthday. And for the past few months, I've been using leftover flowers for her arrangements. But because it is a special Mother's Day birthday month for my mom, she was spoiled in life and she's spoiled in death as well. I will make her arrangements a little bit more extravagant than in previous months. And and so I'll go and switch them out on Mother's Day and on her birthday for her to remember my mama. Also, it's my friend's birthday this in May, and she wants to go dancing. So we're going to go dancing, and maybe I can budget for like a margarita or something when we're out. I don't intend on drinking or I don't intend on going crazy or anything on her birthday because I am training for this 10K, and part of the 10K training program means watching, alcohol and food and diet and all that stuff because all of that's important for training. So I would like to enjoy myself with at least one drink when we're out or something. I don't know. But yeah, $158, or maybe I'll buy her a drink for her birthday. I don't know. So that is the budget. Okay, so let me tell you what happened with my neighbors. As I mentioned, right now I stayed home a couple days from work, and when I stay home, I slept in a little later than I would normally. Maggie and I are on a routine. In the mornings when I have to go to work, I let her out sometime between 7:30 and 7:45. Thankfully, it has not crossed paths or crossed hairs with the neighbor dogs that early in the morning. I think they let their dogs out even earlier than that, which is why we've never had issues, at least in the morning so far. But because I slept in, I let her out around 8:30 Monday and Tuesday. And this what I'm about to talk about happened on Tuesday. So 8:30 in the morning is when I let her out. Now, I've gotten into a habit of going out there and checking to see if the neighbors and their dogs are outside. So I did it like I would normally, and they were not outside at 8:30. So I let her out. Within minutes, the dogs were out. They let the dogs out. Okay. So thankfully, the garden fence did what it was supposed to do, and it stopped Maggie from getting up to the fence. So I just scooped her up and walked her back inside. Yes, all mayhem broke loose. All right, so I said, Maggie, we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait. So I waited, I think about an hour. So I tried again around 9:30. Let her out a second time at 9:30. Within minutes, the dogs were out again. They were out again, and I all mayhem broke loose. I scooped her up, brought her back inside. So by this time, I went out there and I looked outside the window, and I noticed that the wife stayed home, so she was home. And I said to myself, okay, well, I'm assuming she's going to want to be out there around lunchtime. So let me try again at about 11 o'clock. That gives Maggie and I an hour buffer-ish. And then they can be out there during lunchtime. So I tried again around 11 o'clock. Within minutes, the dogs were out again. And now I'm frustrated, right? I'm annoyed and I'm frustrated because I'm starting to think she's doing it on purpose. I don't know. So I scoop her up. I scoop Maggie up. I take her back inside. I said, Maggie, I'm sorry. Let's try again later. So we did. I think the next time we tried was around 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock-ish. I said, okay, let's try again. Go out there and I look. They are not outside. So I let Maggie out. Within minutes, the dogs are out again. And now I'm frustrated and I'm annoyed because it's like, it's not fair to us. It's not fair to me and Maggie. We should be able to enjoy our backyard. It's one of the reasons that I purchased this home was because of the backyard and the potential and how I have this vision of making it beautiful. And I've spent so much time clearing the ivy out and the brush and the debris and all of the stuff. And it's like, I want to enjoy my backyard. I should be able to sit on my deck in the morning with my cup of coffee and let my dog out. I should be able to. I should be able to sit out there in the evenings with a glass of wine and enjoy my backyard. I'm sorry, it's not fair to us anymore. So I was frustrated. So then I said, I scooped her up and I brought her back inside. And now I'm trying to rationalize this. Like maybe the dogs can sense when we're outside and maybe they're being rowdy. So she's just letting them out without realizing that we're outside. I don't know. I'm trying to give some people the benefit of the doubt here. So a couple of hours later, I would say probably around 3:30-ish, I try again. I go out there, I look, they are not outside. And I'm even looking to see like if there's a doggy door maybe, but there isn't because they don't have a porch or a deck or anything like that. They just have like a door and some stairs with like a little railing. There's no doggy door. There's no porch or anything back there. And so they're not hiding. I have full view of their backyard, all that. All right, they're not out there, so I let her out. This time, she came out there. She was taking out the trash, but she had the dogs with her. So, of course, all mayhem breaks loose, and I just had it. My temper, my patience just wore out, and I looked at her, and I yelled at her. And I was frustrated. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is not okay. can you at the very least check to see if we're out here? You've been doing this all day. I have not been able to take my dog out all morning, all day, and I've had it, is basically what I told her. And I'm like, can you at least do that? Can you just, at a minimum, can you at least start checking to see if we're out here? Because this is not okay. Honestly, I didn't wait to see what she had to say because she was stunned. She was too stunned to speak. She had a very surprised look on her face, like she couldn't believe that I was yelling at her. And I just scooped Maggie up and walked inside. So that happened on Tuesday. It has been a couple days since, and I've been coming home later than usual, and they've not been out there in the evenings when I come home. So Maggie and I have been able to enjoy our backyard. And again, in the mornings, we don't really cross paths. I think they let their dogs out earlier than, much earlier than I do with Maggie. I don't take Maggie out in the mornings until I'm ready to go. And I sit out there with her for 20-ish minutes or so, and in the morning before I leave. So I don't know, if I should apologize, if I need to apologize, should I just let it go? I want to have a great relationship with all of my neighbors, them included. I want to be neighborly. I don't want it to get worse or make things rock the boat. But at this point, I'm like, I don't even want to apologize. I don't think I need to. I think I should just let it go. I think they got the picture or they got the memo. I don't know. So y'all let me know. Did I overreact? Maybe I should have kept my composure and asked better. But at that point, being that it was all day, that happened all day, and I let it out. I let my frustration get the better of me. Not one of my proudest moments. Definitely not one of my proudest moments, but that's what happened. So this is my wrap up for April. May 1st will be next week, so you will get my debt confession update video next Friday. If you're on your own budgeting or debt payoff journey and you enjoyed this content, please hit the subscribe button. Otherwise, I hope you all have a good week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.